Today on Eagle Nation News, we sit down with Neha Madhira to discuss her recent advancement to UIL State. What was her motivation for pursuing journalism?
Varsity Mixed Choir traveled all the way to New York City this past weekend and performed at Carnegie Hall. Why was this performance important for the Prosper High School Varsity Mixed Choir?
And finally, Casey Boston in studio highlighting the recently passed Barbara Bush and an update on George H.W. Bush's recent hospitalization.
All this and more today on Eagle Nation News.
Live from Prosper, Texas, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Wednesday, April 25th. I'm Caitlin Wessels.
I'm Nico Ray.
And I'm Nick Anderson.
We start today's show with both nostalgia and tragedy. Nico?
Thanks, Caitlin. Yesterday it was confirmed that Bob Dorough passed away Monday evening at 94 years old. Dorough, the artist behind many of the songs in Schoolhouse Rock, was a talented jazz musician and will surely not be forgotten.
Police have alleged gunman Luis Juarez accused of aggravated assault of a police officer and a felony count of theft in custody after two Dallas police officers and an employee were shot Tuesday afternoon at a Home Depot. Officer Ronello Santander has died after hours in critical condition.
Lexi Curitin and I sat down with Neha Madhira to discuss her motivation behind competing in UIL. In our Humans of Prosper segment, Neha displays her determination as she advances to UIL State.
I was supposed to be in photojournalism 2, and then there were too many kids in it, and so I was switched into journalism 1, and I honestly came in with a really negative mindset on it because I took the class when I was in middle school and it wasn't real journalism. But then my teacher, Miss Oglesby, she was really upbeat about the whole thing, and she made the whole thing kind of a competition. I was in journalism 1 with Miss O, and I started doing UIL last year, and that's when I figured out that newspaper was a class, so I signed up and I fell in love with it. I competed in invitational meets. I competed in all the events in news, headline, editorial, feature, and copy editing. But then for districts, I just competed in news and headline, and then I advanced in news. This year, I placed 4th in headline, but I ended up competing for 3rd, and then I placed 2nd in news writing at regionals, so now I'm advancing to state, and I'm really looking forward to that since it's my first time. Starting with journalism 1, when I started taking it last year, I didn't really know how to write any proper journalism, like anything, and it really helped me find my voice, and it's still obviously super challenging now, but it's helped me grow just because now I feel like I know more of what I'm doing with it, and I want to pursue a career I want to major in communications and go forward with that.
After this commercial break, Nico Ray highlights choir's recent performance at Carnegie Hall.
Come watch the Talinettes dance at their spring show this Saturday, April 28th. All library books are due this Friday. After school Eagle Time will be canceled this week and new times will begin next week. Flight crew training will take place this Friday, April 27th. Come out to see the PHS lacrosse team take on Plano at home this Friday.
Nico Ray follows Varsity Mixed Choir's recent trip to the Big Apple and highlights their performance at Carnegie Hall.
Over the past weekend, Prosper's Varsity Mixed Choir traveled to New York City to sing with a choir on a stage. But not just any choir and not just any stage. They sang with the King Singers at Carnegie Hall. I sat down with Nick Hambley and Olivia Hakes to discuss more what they were looking forward to leading up to their trip and what they were able to learn while participating in practice for their debut Carnegie Hall performance.
The performance with the King Singers and all the other choirs was absolutely amazing. It was such a great opportunity, and being able to sing with so many mature voices and people that were also on the same vocal level as we were, and then being able to have that professional experience also at the same time with the conductors and with everyone in Carnegie Hall in New York, which is pretty crazy.
Especially for a choir, like that's as good as it gets. And so like just having that opportunity was amazing for us. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so we were all just very excited.
While in New York, these students participated in practices led by notable composers such as Bob Chilcott and Simon Carrington.
We were part of, I believe, 4 songs, and we were under the direction of Bob Chilcott and Simon Carrington, which are just legends in the choral world. And we got to sing with the King Singers, and it was just the whole experience, just being a part of that group was incredible. Yeah, one of the songs we were able to sing was a song called We Are, which was written by Bob Chilcott, one of the people that was directing us, and it was the first time that that song has been arranged for a choir, and we were the first ones to perform it in America.
It was a great opportunity that we received, and I'm thankful for that, and it's going to affect me and throughout the rest of my life. I'll be able to tell my kids, oh, I sang on that stage before, isn't that cool? And
as a true once-in-a-lifetime experience, there's no doubt these students will remember this as a cherished high school memory. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Nico Ray. Prosper.
Thank you, Nico. After this commercial break, Casey Boston details Barbara Bush's life and legacy.
The last ACT prep course will begin Tuesday, May 8th, and the last SAT prep course will begin Monday, April 30th. This is the best time to take the class, so sign up at firstchoicetestprep.com.
Barbara Bush was a kind woman who was respected by many. Casey Boston is in studio with a recap of Barbara Bush's recent passing.
Thank you, Nico. Former First Lady Barbara Bush passed away last Tuesday at the age of 92. She had 2 funeral services, one on Friday and one on Saturday. She was not only a First Lady, but also the mother of a president. Her husband was the 41st president, and her son was the 43rd president. Just after her burial, her husband, George H.W. Bush, was hospitalized for a blood infection this Sunday morning. His spokesperson said on Tuesday that he is responding to treatments and recovering. That's all that I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Casey. Now, Prosper baseball and softball were in action at districts. Max Hamilton is in the Eagle Zone to fill us in on the details.
Thank you, Nick. Last night, Prosper baseball defeated Lake Dallas 3-0 to clinch the 2018 district title. Their game next is Friday, 7:30 away. Also in sports, last Friday, track and field competed in the area 13-5A and 14-5A championship meet in the Frisco ISD Memorial Stadium. The men ranked 7th and the women's ranked 3rd. That is all I have for today. I'm Max Hamilton, reporting from the Eagle Zone.
Thanks, Max. That's all the time we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Nico Ray.
I'm Nick Anderson.
And I'm Caitlin Wessels. Live long and prosper.